So we're gonna talk electric netting, right? So it was Liz's idea, right, babe?
Yeah.
To get electric netting. She was out here a long time before I was, and she saw the coyotes, right? Right.
Well, it
So
was more the the stray dogs.
stray dogs, but you did see a coyote
Oh
up
yeah.
up
Oh
close.
yeah, I did. I opened the front door and there was a coyote. Like, if I had just like jumped out the door and ran like 2 steps, I would have touched it.
All right, so she was like, "Let's get some electric fences," but there's like varying kinds, and they're expensive, particularly the charging boxes, right? Because
The what
the
are they called?
controllers,
Or the energizers.
the energizers.
Hmm.
Yes, you see how we're still learning. So, hi neighbor. So, our neighbor didn't wave to us. Apparently, he's been a butthead today. Maybe
Yeah, he doesn't like YouTube.
whatever. Anyway, so we wanted to get a energizer. I was looking at solar energizers because I was like, well, we'll get plenty of sun. And then we were advised by Bobblehead and who else said to get a? I think our neighbor Jeff also said to get a charger that had a battery. And I think Bobblehead recommended the what's it called? The Premier One IntelliShock.
Hmm.
So we got super duper lucky. So we had a friend of Liz's that was leaving Arkansas,
That was moving.
right? And she left us a whole bunch of netting, but no energizer.
Yeah.
And then of course,
Well, she sold it to us, but for a really good deal.
yeah, because it was a bunch of netting.
Yeah.
And then I found an energizer on Facebook Marketplace. It was a Premier One. It came with fencing. It was just a hell of a ride away from where we were, but it was exactly what we wanted. So
And
we
it was
snagged it.
probably like what, a sixth of the price of everything new.
A sixth.
Yeah.
It was cheap.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to do all that math. It was a good deal, right? So we're gonna walk over here and show y'all some things that we've learned, and then just the way it's set up. So come along. Anyway,
All right. So I built the coop over the last few weeks before Micah came back from his contract. And so I had the coop done, and then he is the one who was very serious about getting the fence up. I did make sure that we secured the fencing and the energizer, but Micah was the one that was like, let's get this in the ground.
yeah, I take my provide and protect pretty seriously,
Yeah.
and look at Whitey boy, the poor goat.
He's not a poor goat. He has free range of this 10 acres.
He really does.
He's a happy goat.
So yeah, I wanted to protect our chickens and our guineas. So electric netting was like the go-to idea. Um, but there's some things that we had to learn, right? So when you're buying used netting, checking the quality of the stranding, right? So your stuff is not arcing, and you're getting all the power. Um, I kind of want
Hey,
to show you.
girls. Yeah, we're going to. All right, we're going to switch you around, guys.
Don't mind the lack of bush hogging, okay? Don't just we busy. But anyway, so um, we didn't know what we were doing, okay? We had acquired a bunch of netting. We acquired this energizer, and we kind of just decided one day just to put it together. It does a really, really good job of keeping things out. I have seen it firsthand. You guys have seen me in a past video laughing about one of our pit bull puppies hitting the fence. It works sincerely. But there's a couple things that I want to show you so you can be aware, particularly if you're new to homesteading and just starting out and you're thinking about getting electric netting and like what to look for. Um, so first thing that was like really, really important, you will see that here is a grounding rod. Okay. This is a copper rod that we got from Tractor Supply, right? So this particular energizer is solar powered, but it also has a battery to carry the charge. Okay. On the bottom of the box, I'm going to step over here and kneel down so I can show this. Let's turn this off. Okay. Okay, baby. So if you want, on the bottom of the box right here, right, this is a grounding rod that comes with the box. Now, the issue with this particular grounding rod that comes with the box is that it's not very good at holding ground. So the current that actually goes through the netting with the grounding rod that comes on the box is not very powerful, I would say. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah. Okay. So let's put that back in there. All right. So I'm gonna disconnect this here, and then we're gonna reconnect this negative to the box. Yep. And make sure this is in there nice and good. All right. Then we're gonna cut the box back on. So fortunately, there is an on-off button, which is really, really important because when this thing is charged, you really don't want to touch the fence because it'll make you feel tingly. That's a great way to put it. It'll make you feel tingly, right? So it's on right now. Now, really, really interesting, okay? Woo! Is that obviously not obvious to my wife, not so obvious to you guys. I can be kind of stubborn sometimes. So I thought to myself, I've seen it on TV, I've seen it on YouTube, and I was like, I just want to feel what this thing feels like, right? So what do? I just reach my hand out and I touch it. Holy woo! No, no. So golly, my whole left side twitched. Golly, woo! Um, yeah. So that thing hits right. Like if you know football, know who Ray Lewis is. Yeah, that was like a Ray Lewis hit. Now, I found out the hard way that if I took this off and then put it on this grounding rod, which I had pounded into the ground.
How much of it's in the ground?
That's a 6 foot rod, and it's got what 1, 2, 3 feet out, 3 feet in the ground. Really, really important because we live in especially in the summertime, it gets really dry, right? So water is a conductor of electricity. Water helps with the grounding rod. It helps with the fence deliver current. Okay, so I figure this goes deeper in the ground than what's on the box. This way we get a better ground, and overall the fence will work better. So should I touch it? I should. Holy! Let me take my pistol off. Okay, so just to give you guys a comparison, okay? Um, what I just felt, you saw how it made my body shake, and then I fell down on all fours. Okay, I want to do it. Okay, here we go. Oh my! Woo! Golly! Uh, uh, when you're doing your electric netting, get a grounding rod. Depending on how much you're doing, if you're doing a large amount of space, get a couple grounding rods. Make sure your soil is wet. As you can see, I'm not myself right now. I'm calm. Boy. Yeah. Oh man. Okay, so
Later this week, probably within the next couple of weeks, we'll be kind of moving this fence that way because they need some fresh, grass and everything. And the next couple of weeks, we will be probably either expanding or taking what's already here and just kind of stretching it in another direction so the chickens and guineas can have some fresh grass and area to scratch around on. I mean, they haven't even killed off what's over here now, but we don't want it to be completely killed off. We want it to grow back. So
yeah, and this is, you all really can't tell how big this is back here. It is a lot of area, and then beyond that tree line, which is right here, there's got to be like 5 acres back there.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a lot of land, and I know we've been talking about getting sheep and getting away from goats.
Yeah.
And as far as where to put them, I know Liz wants to put our forever home. Excuse my tongue. Beyond the tree line in the back where we have a lot more privacy. So all that is still in the works. Oh man, that thing. Get you some electric netting. Get a grounding rod. Make sure you get a good energizer. Ain't nothing gonna mess with it.
Yeah.
Nah.
The cats, the dogs, everything, one touch and they are done. No siree, not doing that.
That thing hits.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. But yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's it. What else we got, babe?
I think that's it. We're gonna have some more updates later this week of some other stuff. We have some big plans this weekend, and I don't know that we're gonna be doing a lot of shooting because we have some help, but they kind of want to be anonymous, so we might just give some sporadic updates of what's going on. But yeah, we have some big plans for this weekend.
All the necessities for us to be here are coming together a lot faster than we expected. And the community here, those that you know, and then some that you don't know, still the support is still there.
Yeah.
So we're just extremely fortunate and blessed and appreciative, and want to thank you guys for watching our channel. Thank you for all of your comments. There's a lot more content we have coming. Some of it might be a bit controversial, some not. But I think you'll enjoy it all.
Your favorite. All right, so before we go, have you ever owned guineas before? If so, do you think they're ugly or adorable? Is there a certain breed that you prefer over another one? And have you ever had like neighbors give you grief over like the volume of your guineas or anything of the sort? Let's talk guineas. Tell us all about it. We want to know.
And I gotta ask Jen and Wiley, why are your guineas so much louder than ours?
Theirs are pretty loud.
They are exceptionally just.
But I've noticed though, when ours free range, they're a lot louder because they're calling back and forth to each other. Okay. So I think that's probably what it is.
And I have a question on top of her questions, but would you eat a guinea if you had to? I'm just curious. Because some of y'all foods y'all be mentioning, especially when it comes to grits, got me real curious about your diet. So would you eat one? I want to know.
Hurry, I'm going to try to be smart and do some yard work after 7:30 when it's not so hot and blazingly melty outside. So I'm going to try to clean up over here between all the dogs and the goat barn and all that, and try to do that before I get showered and get the kids in bed. So let's do it. So what I'm using here is, I'm not sure exactly actually the technical name for it, but it's kind of like a push weed eater. And honestly, it's not even ours. We're borrowing it from a friend. And until we can get a mower or an actual weed whacker or a bush hog or something else, we're limited on what we can do to control all of this overgrowth that likes to overtake everywhere. Everything grows back so fast. It's super crazy. But we're thankful to have this for right now. We probably won't have it much longer, but we have it for now. And so I'm just trying to keep down the tall grass and stuff where we walk often, especially where the kids walk, to try to help with ticks and spiders and snakes and all that stuff. So I'm just kind of getting everything cut down around here. Now, do not worry. That line of clothes that's hanging back there, they are not clean. That's just my hang up the boys' clothes after they're splashed in the mud puddles line, and then I actually wash the clothes and dry them. So yes, they're probably getting grass clippings and stuff on them, but they're already dirty, so it is more than fine. But yeah, so I enjoyed the cooler weather of doing this in the evening after dinner, and just kind of getting out there, knocking it out, and just enjoying that little time. A few moments to myself. The boys are playing nicely inside, which was a nice little breather for me, and just kind of knocking out a little bit of this each night. I think it'll make good progress.
Yay, yay!
Well, I think I got done what I wanted to get done of the mowing. I got from the shed over to the kennel to the goat pen, and then I got like a good chunk of this walkway right here done. This will get a lot easier when we eventually get a mower. This is just like a push weed eater basically, and so it cuts it for now, but yeah, it will be a lot easier when we have a mower. So this area back here is the area that I have really loved since the first time I looked at this property. I don't know if you watched the full homestead tour. There was a lot of talking and whatnot showing around the property, so I don't know if you could really tell like which part of the property is which, but I would really love, because it's so shady back here with all these trees, once we clear out this dead tree, I would love to put like some chairs, maybe a swing or something back here, because this view is just beautiful. And especially in the evenings, as you can see the sunset, like there's a reason that I face the house this direction between the mountains, the setting sun, and everything else. It's just so pretty. And I really am excited to, at some point in the future, making it cozy and comfortable out here where we can sit here in the evenings or the mornings and just enjoy the beauty that's around us.
When I had the little discussion with y'all about race relations, all right, and how I didn't quite understand why us as a people, as a country, are fighting like we are. Um, so I'm addressing anybody that follows this channel. I already expressed in earlier videos what my stance was. I like to say, if you know, you know. So if I say anything along the lines of differentiating between different peoples and who they are, if I say black or white, it is simply for general communication, because we all understand the terms that we've been given of black people and white people. It makes things simple, because if I get into breaking down of, native, indigenous, Niji, European, get into all that, that's not surface level stuff. And I'm not really here for that. Not on YouTube. So I have a coworker, and this coworker has got to be up in his mid to late 50s. He's what I would call a true redneck. Now, I say that he's an OG in terms of his mentality and the way he speaks about things. And he's what I like to call an anomaly. So, we were discussing at work I'm going to set the table. Okay? So, I'm going to set the table to allow this to be a place where we could find empathy and common ground. A lot of people that have commented in our videos, particularly on that one video where I kind of went in on my understanding of, or my lack of understanding of, why things are so divided. Right? A lot of people share some really beautiful stories, use some very eloquent language to describe their interactions with another culture. But I kind of have a little bit of an issue, and here's what it is. The issue that I have is that a lot of us have stories that are quite similar when it comes to interacting with people from other cultures. Let's just use, for example, what you would call black people and what you would call white people in normal conversation. We all if you've had any kind of interaction with the opposite culture, then it is quite possible that in that time you've had some very beautiful experiences. The issue is that you're the only one that knows. That's the issue. The issue is we have people out here having amazing experiences. You know, it could be depending on what community you live in. Like right now, I work in Mena, Arkansas, Polk County. Right? I know for a fact every white person that I encounter, every person that you would call a redneck or whatever, that I encounter that is native born to that area. Some people have never left that county in their 50s. Think about that. So it is me coming to have an educated guess upon how many people that look like me they've encountered. Even furthermore, how many people they've encountered that look like me where the encounter has been positive, or where the encounter wasn't motivated, or a narrated wasn't spewed into the encounter by an elder of theirs, trying to force their ideals on them even as children, right? But something happened in that area. Something significant happened, and it has become a topic of conversation for me and a couple guys at work quite frequently. The generations of children that preceded those who were heavily steeped in the, let's just say, the clan, didn't follow suit. And I wanna kind of get into that a little bit. They didn't follow suit, but that doesn't mean that that culture didn't have its effect on them. And what I'm saying, I may be using Polk County, Arkansas as an example, but this happens all across cultural spectrum. It doesn't matter. Nobody is any more or less special than anybody else. Surface level. So, like, it's still there. It's just certain people have chosen to not embrace it as a way of living, and these are the people that I can have a great conversation with. And then there are those who've had experiences that go far beyond what the normal person in whatever area we're talking about come from, and those I consider to be the anomalies, the ones that, to be quite honest, I'm going to put it frankly, and we need to have some very honest and frank conversation, the ones who have the testicular fortitude to not only humble themselves, but be willing to be vulnerable. Please hear what I'm saying. Not only humble yourself, but willing to be vulnerable and have an honest conversation. And I have to admit, because I know what I stand on, I don't have a problem talking to anybody about anything. Some of the family know that very well. They know. We have to have a conversation. We have to talk. I can't tell you how many times I've heard somebody say, you know, we wish somebody would just set the table. We all can come sit down and, well, damn it. Okay, the table is set. Table is set. So now what? Now, let's sit down and let's have empathy and compassion for one another, and let's figure out a way to move forward where we're not beefing with each other. Because in all reality, a lot of y'all know, just like I know, that, how do I say this? The enemy is not who we think it is. If you know, you know. And whoever we're told is the enemy is not your enemy. And some of y'all have shared some stories to show proof that that was true. Even if some of y'all just watching this channel and seeing the fact that I have what we call a blended family, I just say interracial. Just it is. It's just I got a white wife and I got some mixed kids. So what? And yes, her son that I met when he was 2 is mine. And I'm his dad, and I love him, and he loves me. So that's not what's important. Am I raising good men? That's important, right? So why can't we like have that conversation here? Like, I know, and I'm talking particularly to white folk right now. There is trash everywhere. It's not just in the hood. It's not just in the trailer park. It's not just in the barrio. It's everywhere. It is not based off of color. So, just like you have some good white folk, you got some good Mexican folk, you got some good black folk, you got some good Filipino folk, and then you got some trash. Can we just call it like it is? And just because you experience some trash does not mean that everybody that looks like that person is indeed trash. If that's what you think, you are a fool. Plain and simple. It's foolish. So, I want the questions. Like, I know a lot of y'all who are apprehensive or unsure have questions. Somebody needs to be willing to answer some of those questions. And please keep in mind, I don't speak for everybody. I can give you some perspective though. Another way to look at things, maybe clarify some things for you. Kind of like the whole grits conversation we had in our live the other night. A lot of y'all like cheese in your grits. I think y'all are silly. I like sugar and honey and some butter with a little bit of salt. But it's just a matter of perspective. I promise if you tried it, you would like it. It doesn't mean it will become your go-to. You can still have your cheese and your grits. But at least now you know, damn, that honey and sugar and butter wasn't that bad. No, it wasn't. That's what we have to do with this conversation. You can still keep what you want to keep, but you also have to have an open mind, an open heart, and being willing to say, you know what, I never thought about it that way. And I'm going to say this, and this will probably be the most controversial thing I will say concerning this topic, but this is truly on my heart. And I'm going to say this in general. Dear white people, I don't want no damn apology. You ain't got to say I'm sorry. Dear white people, I don't want no reparations. Not in the way that things are proposed. But I certainly don't want it from the average poor white person. For what? Y'all is just as much being violated as people that look like me. Just as much. Been duped and lied to and bamboozled just as much. Why am I going to take from another poor person to feed my ego? That don't make no damn sense. I swear it don't. It don't make no sense. So yeah, I don't want no apology. And I know there's quite a few people that look like me that also do not want an apology. I said it. And if anybody gets on here and thinking that what I'm saying is crazy, yeah. You're right. But it's my truth. That time has come and gone. Only thing we have left now is to find the truth and to agree that we've all been got. That's kind of how this community works. We all realize that we're being got. So all we have left to do is stick together. It really is that simple. And it could be that simple for everybody. You just got to decide if in your mind, heart, and gut, if you're willing to be humble enough to speak that first word, to offer that kind gesture, to be willing to ask questions with sincerity, and if you're willing to allow yourself to be vulnerable enough to answer questions if somebody asks a legit question. Like, are white people afraid of black people? Tough question. I'll tell you, I asked a couple guys, I said, is the whole man unit envy a real thing? Like, I want to know, like, and here's the thing about that. If that is the case, okay. But, like, if that's how you feel, does the fact that that little difference in our physical makeup stop you from entertaining females? Does it stop you? Has it slowed you down at all? No. Then what you jealous for? You see how messed up we are? It don't stop you. So what? So what? Here's the reality. Reality is, we are human. Not all of us are King Kong. Not all of us are 6'10". Not all of us are shredded. I certainly am not. I'm every bit of 5'10" and 330. Am I a strong dude? Yeah, but am I the picture perfect? Nah. We're human. We breathe the same air. You stab me, I stab you. We bleed the same. We have the same fears. No man wants to not be there to protect his children, his woman, his community. We got the same fears, same goals. Everybody wants to, look at this, it's a goal. We all got the same goals. So what makes us so different that you mad? By the way, don't get it twisted. This goes for all sides. I don't care what your skin color is. What you mad for? Are there things that need to be corrected? Absolutely. Was there land taken? Taken? Yes. Yes. If you know what the Dawes Roll is, if you know what Reconstruction was, there was some shiznit going on. But that was not your average poor white or black person. It wasn't. I would love to see if some of y'all really know the real cause of the Civil War. They don't show you pictures of Confederate soldiers standing together. Needy soldiers, what you would call black soldiers of rank. They don't show you that stuff. They don't show you that we fought side by side. Side by side. They ain't gonna show that. Why? Anybody ever seen A Bug's Life? That scene where that cricket, knocks out that holder of shells. Talk about we gotta keep them ants in line. I'm an ant and you're an ant. Yeah. So anyway, that old guy I was talking about, he's gonna come out here one day, and we're gonna have a conversation. And he is gonna ask me some really. Some of y'all might have your eyes wide open. I promise you. The conversation that we have is all love. I promise. But I need to be the example that I want to see in the world. And this is something that I want to see. So I'm going to sit down with what I would call a real OG redneck from Arkansas. Eating squirrel, hunting his whole life, lifetime martial artist. That was wild to me. I was like, you do what? Okay, that's cool, right? Got his hobbies at his home. He's just a real country boy. And me, you know, I'm from New Jersey, the dirty Jersey. Spent time in the Charlotte area, and now I'm here, right? But my perspective is quite unique, but so is his. And I can't wait for y'all to hear him talk, because to hear the things that this man says come out his mouth, out of rural Arkansas, a town where they had a sign, one of them sundown signs. That's where this guy's been, and he ain't nothing. He ain't nothing like what I expected. And I can't wait to show him off. So, I'm done rambling. I think y'all get the message. Hopefully y'all feel the vibe I'm putting out. It's just time to grow. I'm growing this land with my wife and my kids. It's hard. I got homies. I got help from homies. When I say homies, I mean my brothers, but like Wiley and Jeff. Those are my people. All of you who have helped out in your own way, shape, or form, thank y'all. But this conversation right here, which is probably going to be attached to the end of another video, so y'all need to watch the whole thing. Don't be fast forwarding. But yeah, this is. I feel the vibe from y'all as my subscribers and those watching these videos, and I know y'all got questions. I know there are things that you want to say that you don't say. I know there are things that you want to know that not many people can tell you because they have to come from a certain place. And I'm not saying that I speak for everybody. I do not. I've just had enough experiences and some things where I can speak to things and offer some clarity. Am I some college educated crony? Hell no. No. I did not go to school for 4 years to get a degree and work at McDonald's. I didn't. I went to trade school and worked my way up into making, you know, high 5 figures, low 6 figures for a little bit. That was fun. I'm just a regular guy, right? I'm just a regular guy. But it's us regular people that can fix things. But we gotta start with self first. So, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. This is 21 minutes of rambling. My bad. I'm just real passionate about this. I want to bring myself understanding. I'm using you guys to bring me understanding, while I also help bring you guys some understanding. And to be quite honest, I'm thankful for YouTube because it gives me a way to reach out to y'all. Y'all get to see, like, I knew it wasn't that way. We are so similar, it's not even funny. Like today, it's not even funny. We're just not talking to each other. And in my book, that is unacceptable. Oh, hey, babe.
Hey, baby.
Look at that pretty lady. I know one day she's gonna tell the story about how we met. I know she's gonna tell it. I am super embarrassed, but not at the same time. Now, I can't show you why I'm not embarrassed, because, yeah. But, you know, my wife is fantastic. So when she tells that story, I'll be sitting there blushing. Like hell. Blushing.
But it has a great ending.
Oh, the ending is fantastic, but so was the beginning.
All right, on that note, good night, y'all. We love you.
Peace.
Hey guys, this is Black Sheep Project Homestead. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.